Now, we want to get started on talking about your documentary, but before we do, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about, your documentary that was recently released on YouTube. You did it through TD. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Junos did it.
Junos did it.
Junos, the Academy Awards? I don't know, whatever. They did it, and then, it was sponsored by TD. Yeah.
What made you want to do the documentary? What made you want to tell your story in that sense?
To be honest, I've always wanted to tell my story, and I've always had a thing where, one day it's going to be a documentary about me. I didn't want to do it myself because then it would have been kind of cheesy or whatever. Hey,
all the major cliches.
Yeah. So, but this was beautiful because now this is a very well-established, Junos.
Yeah.
And they're Canadian, and then they reached out to me to find out about my story.
Okay.
And when we sat down, it was supposed to be a 20-minute meeting. They probably were I started rapping, I blew up on YouTube, boom. And then when I told them all the intricacies of my kind of my journey and how long I've been doing it for, they're kind of blown away by it. And then they actually told the story. They did the whole outline and everything, and it was a big production, and they put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm just happy they did it right.
Yeah.
And as far as me, the reason my motive was just to inspire other people, because I think that people only see the end result, right? They don't see how you got there, and they never even think about how you got there. Yeah, and I think that's important for everybody in their own journeys.
And it's definitely a trained thought process that no one really kind of looks into. No one digs that deep, to be honest. Yeah. Now, in the documentary, you mentioned how you started this at such a young age. It was a passion. It was your love that you wanted to pursue. But why was it rap out of all things that, spoke to you the best, that you wanted to pursue with?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I just listened to rap music, and then the people I was around listened to rap music.
Yeah.
And I think Punjabi kids in the diaspora of North America do listen to rap music or some kind of R&B or some subgenre.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, I just listened to it and I liked it, and then we started, I think maybe guy probably listening in high school that at that time was either a DJ, a totally a punk dancer, or try to rap or make beats, right?
Yeah.
So I was the rap and make beats kid.
Okay.
So I
fell into that category.
In that category.
Yeah.
Very, and I did tol and all that. It was all of it actually. So in high school I was just rapping for fun and stuff. But I was fortunate enough to be able to record myself.
Okay.
Because of actually tol. Because we figured out how to record our tol.
Yeah.
I'm I could record my tol. Let me record my voice now.
Switch it up a little bit. Take advantage of the situation.
Exactly. So when I did that.
Now, when it came to the rap industry, was there any rappers that you looked up to for inspiration the most?
Back then?
Yeah.
When I was first coming out?
When you first came, who kind of was the one that spoke to you? What was that rapper that was
okay, this is going to be age appropriate, but I'm going to find out how old you are right now. Bow Wow.
Okay, yes.
Do you know Bow Wow?
Yeah, I know Bow Wow.
Okay, yeah, at that time.
I have older sisters. I have to know Bow Wow. There we go.
Yeah, because I was super young, and then I saw Bow Wow. He was probably a couple years older than me at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this kid could do it. He doesn't fit the mold of hip hop at that time, which was a young African American. And then Eminem came out around that time too, who was killing it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, there's different people doing rap, especially obviously Vanilla Ice and stuff was there, but I didn't know about him.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just at that time was kind of where I started emulating Bow Wow and emulating all these other artists. So
it was good to see someone who wasn't the basic kind of figure that the stereotypes kind of fit.
Yeah.
That kind of made you show hey, maybe I can do this too.
Exactly. It kind of gave me the gateway. If a kid could do it, then I'm a kid. Maybe I could do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it ever kind of just because you were doing this at a young age, was it ever that you weren't taking seriously because of the age you were trying to pursue this at?
I mean, I didn't take myself seriously for the longest time. It was kind of maybe... So even though I was doing it, but I also didn't believe I could do it because of not having somebody to be that's how you do it, or it could be done.
Yeah.
I just thought it's never going to happen because it's just no one that looks like me is doing it. Therefore, I don't know, maybe subconsciously, maybe we shouldn't be doing it, or maybe I can't do it, or maybe I'll never be accepted, or whatever the case was. So I always took it as a joke and did funny raps and all that kind of stuff.
Kind of had your fun with it, kind of thing.
Or did covers or whatever it was, but it was never never really put it out until way later.
Future.
Yeah.
What made you start to take it seriously? What was
Look
that
at you
push?
Just going back and forth on these questions. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like I'm getting interrogated.
The lights are on. They're shining in. It's heavy. It's hot.
Just back.
We might as well. I was like, I want to do a quick fire.
We have an hour and a half. I think we're good.
I was like, I want to do a quick fire with him. We'll just throw everything back and forth.
All right, for the I'm done questions, you can go.
I'm out of here. I'm already red. Okay, it's gonna be on the YouTube video. My face is all red. But, you know, they're like, you know, time is precious.
No, we have time. We have time.
Before you know it, the ads always cut me off. There's always so many bloopers on my show. Yeah, I was like, April Fools, we should do a bloopers reel. Yeah. Amount of times I choke up, say something wrong, or the ads cut me off. It's a real fear we have, especially with guests. I'm like, oh my God, time's running now. You see this?
Exactly.
Sit back here, you'll see the stress that kicks in right after. But what made you push yourself? Let's go serious. Let's be serious about this.
I wasn't serious for a long time.
Okay.
And it was always kind of like a hobby.
Yeah.
For like, even when I was on YouTube and stuff like that, it was always kind of like a side thing. It was kind of like a hobby.
Yeah.
What made me get real serious was, I think just when I met Zeus.
Okay.
I think because then it was like, oh, this is real. Like,
yeah.
I can, like, my foot's in the door now. Mm-hmm. Before it was kind of like, I'm just playing outside and I don't know, right? Like, it's never going to happen.
Kind of thing.
It's going to be fun. And then, like, yeah, when Zeus came in and it became real, then it was time for me to, you know, be serious about it as well. And I stepped up to the plate. Do
you still have those YouTube videos? Those little for fun kind of?
Yeah, yeah. They're all private, but yeah, I go back and watch them sometimes and I cringe. I cringe so much. I can't even get through a minute of them.
What's some examples of the most cringiest?
People remember them though, eh? Like people see me like, yo, I remember 10 years ago you did Bhangra at a gas station. So I'm literally wearing a white t-shirt and I have a tie, and me and my friends were doing our Bhangra routine at a gas station in Brampton, and at that time it got 100,000 views. For like 2009, where it was like 100,000 views seemed like a cajillion views. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, like, oh.
well, we'll do the bleep. We'll do the bleep. No one heard it. No one heard it.
Perfect. But I was like, oh, that's crazy. What's another one what was it that I cringed to?
Yeah, like when you're cringe, where you're really sitting there, like, why?
YouTube haters. A lot of people remember YouTube haters that I cringed to. Vultures. Yeah, there's a lot. All of them.
There's a
some
huge
of
list.
The Zeus ones, I'm like, oh, this is cringy.
Why did I do this? What made me think that this was a good time? Because I always say when we look back at high school, we're like, why did I wear that? Why did I do that to myself?
It's exactly that. Like, it's not bad. Yeah. It's just like, oh man. You know
I went through that phase. Why is no one going through this phase?
Past my knees and stuff.
God.
Yeah.
Now, we just talked about, you know, the beginning of the journey, discovering who you were. Now, in the documentary, you spoke a lot about your identity and how at the beginning, they're just like, this isn't going to sell. They were not putting you in music videos. There were certain kind of, I guess, like crossroads that you hit, which were very, very misfortunate. But how did you find the balance between, you know, finding that identity, but also being true to yourself?
Well, it's not that I found the identity. The identity found me, because it's like, then they just had to kind of accept it. Yeah. But yeah, true to myself, I just kind of like, I don't know, like I was like so deep into it, and I'm like, I knew I was never going to change. Like, that thought never even crossed my mind. Yeah. Like, oh, yo, I'm going to change for, you know, Punjabi music to accept me. And I was like, that's never going to cross my mind. Yeah. And the thing is, like, you know, like, the people you're surrounded by is kind of like how you think. So, like, I was surrounded by people that look like me and all that stuff. And, like, it just wasn't abnormal to me. What was abnormal was that they weren't doing it, but thankfully at the time, Zeus never told me that they weren't putting me in those videos because of that. Okay. They actually, he and I think that was very strategic on his part to be like, not say anything. Yeah. Because I feel like maybe if he had something, maybe I would have, I don't know, out of spite, been mad, or maybe I would have like left or whatever, right? But because he didn't tell me, I just kept pushing. I'm like, all right, it's cool. They're gonna have to put me in these videos at one point, and they did. And then
power through it kind of thing.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, when they put me in the videos, and then I guess the other labels saw, like, oh, this is like doing really well. Yeah. Then they're like,
itself.
Then it was like, I was trying not to be in the videos because there were so many videos, and they're like, fly to London, fly to Birmingham, I'm like, bro, I can't come. Like, I just want to sit at home.
I just need a little nap time. Exactly. Going here and there too much.
And I was like, can I just send my green screens over? Like, nope, we need you in the video, front and center. I'm like, oh,
do you know how cool that would be? You could be in front of a volcano at any time, just in the middle of the video. It would have worked. It would have maybe sold. People would have probably judged, but it's fine. We had a lot of cringe-worthy videos before. Might as well. Yeah. Now we have a little bit of a surprise for you. Okay. So we asked people to call in, email in, WhatsApp in their entries of saying, you know, they're your biggest fan, videos why, and we said one lucky person's going to get the chance to talk to you on live air. Let's bring him on the line. He's going to ask you a special question once we get the headphones on. And let's see. Let's bring him on. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And I'm doing good. And what's your name?
Dave Curran.
Dave Curran. Okay, so I've got Fateh live here with me. It's your opportunity. Ask whatever question, whatever you want to say. All ears right here.
Kedda Devkaran, how you doing, man?
All right, thank you. ठीक है जी, story सुनाओ.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's Thailand?
It's pretty chill here, man.
Good.
It's pretty chill.
What's up?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Connect FM, for choosing me as the winner of this contest.
No worries.
Yeah. So how have you been the past year? How have you been keeping up?
With COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's been interesting. I think it's an interesting time for everybody. How have I been coping? I've been coping by doing music and getting closer to family, and yeah, I don't know, just kind of realigning myself and like what I want to do in the future. And I think this is the first time in many years I got to sit down and really think about a lot of stuff, you know, in personal life and career wise. And I think, yeah, a lot of people are feeling like that because, as you know, Dave Gooden and everybody else listening, like artist life is like we're constantly on the go. And if it's like we're just next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. So we never actually ever get the time to like really just sit and kind of reevaluate. And this kind of whole thing made me like forced me to reevaluate my life. Yeah.
Blessing in disguise kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great question, man.
Yeah, got your point. So that means you've been working on a lot of music. Is there a lot of things in store for 2021?
Yes, man. Not even 20. Yeah, are we in 2021? Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Forgot for a second. Tripped out.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of music, man. There's a lot of music. Right now, I'm just trying to get those videos out for the last album. Otobad, we're just going to be dropping a lot more stuff, man. What's your favorite song right now?
Looking forward to those videos. My favorite song of yours, it should be Where I'm At.
Where I'm At?
For It Goes Without Saying, yeah.
Oh, nice, man. I got a video for that, too.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
Okay, man.
You gotta release it now. He called in. You gotta release it now.
After we're done here, I'm gonna figure that out.
You gotta put it out now.
Yeah.
After 40, you gotta put Where I'm At.
Exactly. Cool, man. Thank you.
Well, Dave Garden, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you participating in tonight's contest. But thank you. Have a safe night. And it's actually morning in Thailand. So
I know. Yeah.
Have
Thanks
a good
so much,
rest of your day.
Thank you. It is a good start to my day now.
Hey,
there you go.
Take care, man.
It was really funny because I think when we realized he was in Thailand, we were trying to call him. We were trying to see like everything originally, and we're like, oh, should we call? Should we see like if everything's okay? Then it was like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I don't think he's gonna answer at 5:30 in the morning because obviously we were organizing everything before. So we're like, hopefully by 7:30, 9 o'clock the man's up. If we'll see, but started his morning off well.
Exactly.
Evening for us, morning for them. Now I want to get into your documentary a little bit more. Now, we talked about you drawing information, inspiration from people in the rap industry. And you said that you drew a lot from the Punjabi industry as well. Now, you had a mix of when you were growing up in Cali of the rap industry. But in the documentary, you said you came home, you listened to Kirtan, you listened to Punjabi music. You had a little bit of a fusion. How did you mix the two to fit hand in hand?
I don't think I consciously mixed it two hand in hand. Okay. I think it just kind of happened. I think one thing that was happening around that same time was like Punjabi music was super influenced by hip hop. Okay. Again, this is age appropriate. If you remember, a lot of the DJs, even coming out of Vancouver or California or even Brampton, they were doing like hip hop beats like Timberland, and then putting Lember on top of it or Sukshinder Shinda,
mixing the two kind of thing.
And then they would have a rapper in between, right? And then it would always be like a rapper, maybe it's even the original song rapping.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, this is like a cool concept. And I really liked that because I listened to Punjabi music and because I knew both songs, right? Yeah. Like I know what beat that was and what song that was, and I knew exactly how that song went. And then I liked this like Lember or Sukhinda song as well. So I'm like, this is so dope. And then I would try to emulate the rappers, or like when I'd find gaps, try to rap in between them. And then that's kind of what I ended up doing with Zeus anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it was like,
and it kind of fit hand in hand. So it was kind of like it flew. It wasn't something that like you had to.
I think it was just organic to me. It was something that's like that's such a easy blend, right? And all day I'm talking in English, listening to rap music, come home talking in Punjabi with my parents, and we're watching Punjabi programs or listening to Punjabi music. So I just kind of blended those two subconsciously. Yeah. Like I was just always rapping in Punjabi, very just from a very early age, just because I was like, oh, this sounds cool.
And I know that your parents were very supporting of what you did, but again, for parents, it's always not the traditional route to go into. Say they do have quite a bit of worry that comes with it. And it's not just like the fact that it's arts, but it's just for your own well-being.
Yep.
Was there any bit of hesitation when it came to your family when it's like, this is what you wanted to go into?
Yeah, I mean, there was. And I think that's another reason why I remember we were talking about earlier, like I wasn't taking it seriously or always kind of hobby. That's probably because of what it was. It was like never like, not that it wasn't supported, but it was always like, oh, like always have that that safety net, that safe option.
Yeah,
you know,
we all
your
have
degree,
that one that goes in. Yeah,
your sociology degree that's good for nothing. Go make sure that's a good safety net.
Yeah, just have to have something there. It doesn't matter how big it is, it's got to be there.
No, but I appreciate that because like I think like just going to university and stuff like that was super important. It was a pivotal moment for me.
You picked up those other kind of things. Learning curves that you needed to.
A lot of things, and I just think it just makes you just better, like, you know, to be fit in the society and how to converse with people and stuff like that. But anyways, so they were always hesitant, and I think that kind of led to my own hesitancy on top of like everything else that was kind of going on, people not being down and all that stuff. And then I think once Zeus kind of happened, like it was kind of like, it's in no one's hands now. It's like, it's not in my hands anymore. It's not in their hands. Like, you can't say anything. Like, we're going to record these verses and send them to Jazzy B or Amrinder Gill or whatever, and they're going to come out and they're going to be on TV and they're going to play at the next party we're at. And it's like, it's out of here now.
It's how it works.
It's just out of here.
Once it's gone, it's kind of
it just happened so quickly. Like, it's like they didn't even realize, and neither did I. Like, I honestly didn't realize. I say this a lot. Like, when me and Zeus really had that big run, I had no idea how big it was. No, because I was sitting in my room in Brampton, and going to Timmy's and like just living my normal life. Meanwhile, in like India, it's like this crazy. Like, I would get pictures and like people putting my face on their bikes and stuff like that, and I'd be, oh, it's just like a one-off or two-off. But it was a lot. It was crazy.
Kind of like that elevator music kind of phase where it's just like, oh, you don't know how long it's gonna last, kind of thing.
No, I didn't even know it was happening. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I didn't even know.
Okay,
I didn't believe my own hype.
Was it shocking when you went there after, when you kind of like came face to face with that situation?
Yeah, it was like shocking when I went there because it was even before a lot of the big songs, and I was just walking around normally, like all black and like everything, and people were just like grabbing me everywhere at the mall and Delhi and stuff like that. It was crazy. At the airport, and this is like
probably like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, like I was kind of like overwhelmed, but then again, I didn't believe it until like a bit later when like all my family, like everybody who would go to India, because a lot of people go to India, everybody would go to India, would send me snaps, would send me like, you know, video, oh, I was at a shoe store trying on shoes and your face is there. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
such a funny
lot.
Concept.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, yo, this is real.
Yeah, then it kind of sank in because you start to see it face to face kind of thing.
I don't know if it ever actually really sank in.
You're still kind of, it's still in that kind of blur of a moment kind of thing, taking it as you go.
Yeah.
But do you think that's like the best way to take it, is just like, you know, as you go, kind of progress through it? Because I feel like with your music and everything, you're probably always facing new obstacles, learning new things, but there's always going to be some sort of new turn to it that kind of kicks in. Now, when it comes to your music, what's the kind of overall message that you want to send? Because I know when you started, there weren't many people who were like you to look up to. Now, for people who probably want to go into music that look more like you, they can look up to someone. Is there any type of message that you want to send to them when you're writing your music, or is it kind of just like whatever comes to mind?
I don't think it's like when I'm writing my music, but overall, I think the whole theme is just to be yourself. Like, even when you listen to my music or like like it's just like super different. You can't even pinpoint like, yo, like this sounds like this other Punjabi singer or this Punjabi rapper. It doesn't.
No.
And even when I'm like being very vulnerable or very open about like personal stuff, it's like, this is me being myself and like allowing, I think by me being myself openly, I think it empowers other people to be themselves. So that's essentially kind of like, I guess, the theme of it all. Yeah, like of my whole, like, I guess, career.
No, and that's good. And I feel like it's very important, especially when you do go into the fame and when you start to have that much of a platform to pursue off of. So we had one fun game. I don't really know if you won, but I said we'll give you the win. I don't think you're gonna win this one.
Okay, I'm nervous about this one. I don't think I'm gonna win this either. If I get up and leave, don't be upset.
I'll bring back the buzzer for this one, just for fun, because I want to dramatize it. So how it works, I'm gonna read some tweets. You're gonna tell me if you think it's your tweet. If you don't think it's your tweet, you gotta tell me whose tweet you think it is.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, cool.
Okay, but
that part might be hard.
I'm pretty sure you know all these people, so it should click. But just guess if it's your tweet or not, and then we'll get into that'll be like a bonus point if you can guess who it is. Okay. Ready for the first one?
Lord.
Okay, before you ask the question, yes, I do have a turban color for every occasion.
Nope, that's not my tweet.
Whose tweet do you think it is?
Just Jagmeet?
Yeah. Oh my God, you got that.
That's
How
only
did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, very proud of that. Okay.
Shout out Jagmeet. Yeah, I had no idea.
Ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
If she calls salt noon, I'm gonna be gone.
That's
by
me.
noon.
If you call it noon, I'm gonna be gone by noon. There you go.
I'm very happy that you're very proud of that one.
That's me right there.
We read that one.
I tweeted that.
Okay, to be completely honest, so we thought of this game like on the minute because I read a quote of the day before I start the show.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let's just pull a quote from him, right?
Yeah.
And then we were going, and I was going, and I read that one, and I just started crying, and I was like, I can't start the show by just saying that. You know, people are gonna be like, I say Luna and just calling and yell at me. And I'm like, well, Fateh said it. I didn't say it. He said it. So we're gonna yell at someone. Go to his Twitter, just tweet him back. He tweeted on March 17th.
Read the tweet again. Read the tweet just in case they didn't hear it.
If she calls salt noon, I'm gonna be gone by noon. Snaps. I can't snap my fingers, so I'll clap my hands.
We have to teach you. We have to teach you that.
No, it's like really, really bad. It's really cringy how I snap my fingers. But we're not gonna get into that because we're not making fun of me right now. Okay. Okay. Next one. Hey guys, I'm a DJ. Check out my mix. Ever since you left the city, you Soulja Boy.
That's Babu.
100%.
That's Babu.
100%. Wow, why are you good at this? Okay. Pretty taught me ugly lessons.
That's me.
Damn, you're really good at this. I thought
that's a Drake line. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna lose this. Okay.
Yeah.
Hug your boo extra tight while listening to this. What song are you thinking about here?
One and only.
Oh. Okay. Selfish world, my prito.
I don't know.
Ooh, give me a buzzer.
I don't know.
Do you think it's yours, or do you think it's someone else's?
It might be somebody else's.
Okay, whose do you think it is?
I don't know.
It's Zora Randawa.
There you go. You know what's funny? I was just on the phone with him. Really? He said that I have to say nice things about him, but I won't say anything. Oh, yeah, because if you don't have anything nice to say, you just don't say anything at all. There we go. That's how you save yourself from, the dead ends. Okay, what happened to Law and Order? LOL. That's not me. Did you never watch Law and Order? No. Okay, I didn't either, so we're good. Do you know who tweeted that? No. Rajinder. Okay. Rajinder. Okay. Rajinder. Yeah. Okay, ready? Last one. Uh-huh. Y'all call her Kangana, I call her Cruella. That's me. I thought that was hilarious. I did too. I thought that was hilarious. That's what I was laughing at on the phone right here. When I was like, that was a funny one. I saw a picture of her. I'm like, yo, she literally looks like Cruella DeVille from 101 Dalmatians. She reminds me of that. I can see the resemblance. Not to be mean, but to be mean. But, it's fine. We already had enough, shade thrown when you said noon. So you might as well just throw it all. Get it over with. So, okay, we'll give you 2 wins today. You took the second win. I won that one for sure. You did win that one. I honestly am very disappointed that you won that one because I thought it'd be a bit harder. But this isn't Rupe and Amber's fault because they're the ones that chose you guys also picked the very early, literally in the last week. They should have dug in. If you guys had gone a year back, I would have been sweating bullets. Okay, so I think we should take a break. Let me scroll a little bit. We might find more. It's okay. I want it. It's fine. Okay, I'll give you the W now. Okay. But maybe one day. One day we'll hand the L, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it for now, okay? Now, we are going to bring up a clip that is going to tie in with a couple other things we're going to talk about. Because we know that I'll give you a little bit of segue before we get into it, and I throw it all at you. But when it came down to it, a lot of, I don't even know if it was during the time when you wanted to come up, but more so now as well, that the term Gyani gets thrown away a lot kind of thing. And it may be from one term or another kind of thing. But there is a scene from a YouTube video that was made. I'm not a Gyani. Yes, I'm just a guy. We are going to play you're so predictable. I know everything. I can do this interview myself. Like this. I don't like this. She's gonna throw something at you. Okay, you want to sing? You got comfortable. You got comfortable way too quick. No, joking. I'm joking. Anyways, no, of course. This is supposed to be like a ball drop, bike drop moment, but we're gonna pretend like this didn't happen. We'll drop your bike after. But we want to talk about the thought process behind this and because this is 2012. This is a great question, by the way. This is a really great question. Thank you. But I kind of this was, I watched this video so many times. I don't know why. It was really I look so bad in that video. I know. We looked at it and we're just like, oh my God, there's Fateh. And then we're like, oh my God, we should ask him about this because we were thinking, we're going through all these old videos and we're just like,
We don't know what was going on, so let's play it. Hopefully everybody knows
Can I watch
what
this
we're talking
or is
about.
it just playing on your screen?
It's just right here. You can tilt up a little bit and watch it if you want.
It's fine.
But I'm pretty sure you can have it all envisioned because it's probably...
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Ready? And we're going to play right from that point.
Sorry, I don't talk to Ghanese.
Yo, I'm not a Ghanese, I'm just a guy. Yo, I'm not a Ghanese, I'm just a guy who likes to have fun and go on picnics. Why you gotta call me that for? Why you gotta hit yourself out? That's ignorant. Yo, you cold-blooded, ignorant.
Calling us Ghanis is like calling a Jewish guy a rabbi, a Hindu guy a bar.
It looks so serious.
You know how hard it is to, like... No, we weren't actually serious.
How many shots did that take?
A cajillion. There's a blooper reel of that.
Oh, yeah.
I kept laughing because I was like, yo, like, I can't hold my face straight. Like, those guys are professionals at that.
You were very straight the entire time.
Yeah, that one take was good. I remember I kept laughing. It was probably one of the first videos I was in with them, and it was so hard.
What was the thought process behind it? Why did you guys do this video?
So that was a time where I think, you know, things weren't very prominent in the... I guess like in the industry or just in like overall.
Yeah.
And then us as like we were in early university at that time and we're all the same age and like we were not only I think a lot of like at that time a lot of kids were like that were the stars had like self-esteem issues because they're like, yo, you know, like obviously like with girls and stuff and like girls be like, I don't want to date a guy with a turban. And then like hearing that from you know, uppity is like kind of tough, right, on us. So like that was like something like I think we all had gone through, and it was like really funny. Like we were all maybe we talked about it and just ran thought it was like gonna be great to
kind of like you know put forward kind of thing.
Like kind of like shed light on that idea because I think that's something that like maybe silently some things not go through or a lot of things went through. I don't think it's very much so now. Like who would you come on, right? Like why would you not? But at that time it was a real thing. Then not only that, then you would have like within the community, I know for sure in Surrey and I'm sure in Brampton as well, was like, you know, Gandhi was used in a very derogatory way. And then when you press people on that, like, no, Gandhi means like, yo, like, you know, the Gurdwara guy, like I'm giving you respect. But it's like, yo, like the tone and like,
but the tone and the context
the context is everything. And it's like, you talk to me like, yo, Gandhi, like, you know what I mean? You're talking to me like that. It's like, that is not in any way respectful.
No.
And that was a thing. And then we kind of like us four Gratinjig meet, like we would correct people right away. Like you're not calling me Yanni, like I have a name and you're gonna call me by my name. So that was with guys and with, you know, and then that kind of shed light on the whole situation with like, you know, girls saying that kind of stuff. And I think it more than anything it sparked at least some kind of conversation. And I really think that video kind of like made it easier for us to be like, yo, don't call me Yanni. And a lot of other things that reached out to, I remember just Meet or whatever, like saying that, like that video was so funny. But now I literally sing that to people who call me Yanni. Like, yo, I'm not a Yanni.
And it's because it's from 2012 kind of thing. And we're like, in some context, like it does still play true today kind of thing. Because it happens in many situations, right? So that's why I was kind of just like, you know, from 2012, if it was an issue then it continued on throughout these years. But if you see, we have so many things that are out here in such powerful roles. And I feel like more so now than ever as well. And you did shed light on that in your documentary as well. Of how important it is to have these public figures out here. Because when you see someone like yourself, you're not, I'm not going to say you're ashamed, but you're not scared kind of thing. You don't have that fear to be the first one. Because you also said it's hard being the first one kind of thing. What helped you power through to be the person to break those barriers kind of thing? Because I know you had the support of your friends. And I really liked it because in the documentary, your friends were like brutally honest with you where they were just like, why were you wearing a Gucci belt? I laughed a lot.
Fake Gucci belt.
I laughed a lot at that. Okay, fake Gucci belt. Because I was just like, I feel like everybody's been there at one point, right? But it's just like, they were so honest with you. And like, how did that help you? Like, how do you think their honesty helped you push forward? Do you think you would have been in a different place if they didn't be brutally honest with you?
Yeah, I think I would have been in a different place. I think their honesty helped me in a way, but it's like, okay, so like when I was like doing music and stuff, and when people were like hating on me or whatever, I hate using the word hating on me, but like when people weren't happy with what I was doing, I didn't understand it. Sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, I'm just doing what I know, and I don't get why people don't like it. And then I was also getting frustrated because the people at that time I had around me, everybody would like champion me when the things would like, when I'm like, oh, I'm about to release this video. Yeah, it's good, sick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I know they're just being supportive but they're not being honest. Yeah. The videos would come out. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have released that. Like, why didn't you tell me before? Why didn't you know what I mean? Now I'm getting dragged through the mud and you should have told me before. So like those guys that are in the video, it's like they were honest with me in the sense like, hey, like, and they're very nice about it, but like, yo, like this is what, we got to kind of fix these things. Yeah. And this is what people don't like about what you're doing. Yeah. Is there another way we can do it? And I think it was more like, it was like a team effort. And like, like the Just Rain videos and stuff like that are like super, like when I watch them, it's like, that was a team. Like we would meet up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all of us would be working with each other, whether it was like to help Just Meet or like, I remember we would like that same day, I think we shot one of my videos for Zeus, you know what I mean? In that same little place we were there. So like, we're always helping each other. And what powered me through was just having these people here that like seeing Babu, seeing Just Meet, seeing Gratan, seeing Jagmeet, being able to do what they're doing and at such close proximity. It's one thing to watch somebody on YouTube, but when you're like looking to your left and you're like, oh, like this guy's really killing it and he's doing his thing, like I could do it too. And they're supporting you. It's like, what excuse do you have to not do it? You help each other grow kind of thing at the end of the day. Yeah. And it's all about family and power kind of at the end. So supposedly me. No, okay. Well, just go allegedly. We are saying appetizers wrong here in BC because he wants Surrey questions for some reason. Let's do it.
No one but people here in Surrey call appetizers appies.
In BC.
In BC. Yeah. That's still weird. That I guarantee you, someone in like.
I'm sure
Edmonton probably says.
I'm sure one or two people say it outside of that.
Oh, one or two.
But I'm saying it's a BC thing. If you haven't left BC.
Then what are you guys calling them?
Appetizers.
That's not fair. Like, why? Like, you're not keeping it short and simple.
It's just the title of it. It's just the name.
Yeah, but like, you guys don't say, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, happy hour. Like, it's like happy hour. It's a play on words. Come on, you're a rapper. Like, you play on words.
Listen, this might be a Surrey thing or a BC lower mainland, Greenland, whatever you guys call it. This might be
Greenland? That. Greenland? Oh, that's a different country. Okay, anyways. Okay, sure.
Appies, that's fine. When I'm out here, I call them appies too. But as soon as the plane takes off,
so you're changed man when when the plane leaves.
When in Surrey, you do as the Surrey people do, appies.
So that's why you went around in the Hummer, like blasting the music.
All of it around Guildford, Guerdia.
Okay, and like I just don't understand. What is your problem with appies?
I have no problem.
Okay. Okay, the laugh
I have
is
no
saying
problem with it. It's
the
fine.
Laugh is saying otherwise.
It's funny. It's like if you're coming from somewhere else and you don't know it. Yeah, it's funny. Like I remember me and my manager. He's from the States, and we came here for a show, and like a grown man was like, yo, you want appies? And we're like, what? What is this man trying to feed us? And then it didn't connect that he's talking about appetizers. And
so how did it not connect that he was talking about appetizers? Because I'm pretty sure like appies, appetizers, just
like we weren't at a restaurant or something, or like we can. Oh, he's saying like we can go to. We can go to Cactus and get appies, and I was like, all right. Obviously you think it's funny too. Now you're thinking about it, so
okay,
it's like.
I don't think the idea of appies is funny. I think the idea that you think it's funny is funny.
As long as people are laughing, I think, that's the important thing.
I think you're just, the listenership's going to drop because you're making fun of the word appies.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm questioning it.
Well, we'll find a difference between... see, we'd end off on a clear path, but then you just go and whisper appies into the mic, so... Appies. We're getting a little bit of mixed signals here, okay?
ASMR.
Next thing you know, you're going to go for dinner after this, you're going to order appies, and you are just, gonna have to say, hey, can I get some appies? And then, just go from there. It's gonna be appy hour too. Actually, the restaurants are closed.
In one of my songs, watch, you're gonna hear appies as an ad-lib.
Yeah, I should. It should just be the background, just like acapella it with just saying appies at the back.
No, it'll be like Kuriye tenu leke jana dinner, appy.
I'll listen. I'll play that song every day on the radio.
I know you will.
Okay, now... We are almost done for the night, but before we go,
Already?
I do want... Yeah, I know. Time wrapped up really, really fast. But we reached out to your mom. We asked her a couple questions. I'm going to read you the question that we asked her, and then I'm going to play a lovely clip from her. I promise she didn't make fun of you for saying appies. I promise you. But we asked her, saying, Fateh has stayed true to his identity, all while establishing himself in the music industry. How did you support him during this time? So let's take a quick listen. Oh, you don't have to put your... Okay, you can put your headphones on. Ready? And let's listen.
You know, Fateh is very honest right from his childhood. He feels proud to be a Sikh, and we have always encouraged him. And I love to see him doing rock music in the Star. I'm so proud of you, Fateh.
What do you have to say to that?
Rock music. My mom knows his rap. She was all put on the hot seat. But yeah, I think that was very cute.
It is very cute. That was very heart-touching, too. And I think it's always amazing to see, you know, parents continuing to support. Yeah. Especially, you know, if it's something that they didn't really, like when they had you, they probably weren't going to be like, he's going to be a rapper kind of thing. And they're still kind of pursuing it kind of thing. There's been a lot of TikToks, which are really, really funny, where it's just like the mom and the dad are like, oh, my kid's going to be this when I grow up. And then it's just really loud music. And the kid's like, no, I was this instead. But it turned out very, very, you know, well kind of thing. Yeah. My parents, just to end that off, my parents are like the biggest supporters. Yeah. And I think it like meant a lot when in the documentary you said that and like your dad got you your first mic kind of thing. Yeah, he did. And that just goes to show that even if you said in the documentary kind of saying, oh yeah, he thought like, you know, maybe a month or so he'll let it go, just like, you know, we do with a lot of sports that we do. But he still gave you that chance. So that opened a huge doorway for you. Yeah. Now, before I let you go for the rest of the night and before you go get some appies with the rest of your dinner, is there anything that you would say to someone who is going into the same career path or even just music overall that is facing these obstacles and facing these kind of, you know, bumps in the road that you could help push them through to, you know, follow their passion?
Follow their passion. Stay true to yourself. All this does sound cliche, but actually the cliches are cliches because it's true. Okay. I would say stay true to yourself. Do what makes you happy. Okay. Don't worry about what people have to say or think because it's only in the moment, right? Those same people that think or say something today will think or say something completely different tomorrow. And you can never make everyone happy. No. And even I have to remind myself that even to this day, like you can't make everybody happy. Yeah. But you can make yourself happy, and maybe you can make a couple people around you happy, and that's what's important. No,
it's very wise words to end off on.
But the appies.
Oh God, we're not gonna let that go. Right? I'm gonna go take this to Twitter just to see, you know, if everybody agrees with me. Like, what is Fateh thinking? Okay, first of all, he made fun of noon, and then he's out here.
Wait, do you call it loon or noon?
I call it noon. I call it loon. You're tripping me out. I call it loon. But the fact that you outed half of, you know...
It's not half. It's like a very small percent. Like 1%.
It's a very small percent, if you want to say it like that. Yeah. And then out of here, you're outing all of British Columbia. Okay, so pick your numbers, okay? So we're seeing where we're going. But that's all I have for you tonight.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for all the games.
May or may not have a live performance. We'll see. Okay. We'll go to Instagram Live for that because we've got to wrap up now. Okay. But... thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you guys have not done so already, go check out the documentary. It's on YouTube. It's only, I believe, like a 20-minute watch, so it's a quick one, but you'll learn a lot.
Rising documentary on the Junos channel.
There you go. Go check it out. It's a great watch. Other than that, stay tuned, guys. We will be back after this. And again, Fateh, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.